Boom! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Sunday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So, if you didn't know, almost every brewery has their kind of flagship light beer, I guess you can say, just because they like having some lighter stuff. Either if it's a Kolsch or maybe like a lighter pale ale or a Pilsner. A lot of breweries decide to have a lighter beer on tap that they make just because not all people might like the heavier stuff or like the more hoppier stuff. So today we're going to be taking a look at one of those lighter beers from probably my favorite brewery of all time. I guess you can say if I've done countless of reviews for their beers, and overall everything I've had has been absolutely fantastic. And we got another one here from Adroit Theory, and this one's called Immersion. It's a Czech style Pilsner coming in at a 5.2%, which is a very, very easy drinking beer. This is definitely something that I would consider like something you drink outside after mowing the lawn or something like that. So Pilsners usually have a nice kind of bready, biscuity kind of flavors to it, have a nice kind of hoppy, almost herbal bitterness to it. But yeah, they're simple, they're crisp, they're clean, and overall they're delicious. Yeah, I'm always down for a nice Pilsner here and there, just because sometimes lighter beers kind of refresh the palate and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty excited to give this one a try because I want to see what Adroit Theory's take on a lighter beer is, just because everything that I've probably had from them has been either a heavy stout or a triple or quad IPA, so they do a lot of heavier stuff, and this one is definitely going to be a little bit different. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose. I'm expecting a nice little bitterness on the nose, maybe a little bit of like bready biscuitiness to it. But let's crack this thing open. Let's see what we get on the nose in this guy. Yep, a little bit of grassiness, a little bit of biscuity like notes to it. Yeah, it smells pretty damn delicious. It definitely smells like your kind of Czech style Pilsner that you would normally get. That's a light beer like that. So, gonna be drinking this out of my Phase 3 Brewing Company little glass this afternoon. Let's pour this guy. I'm expecting a nice golden color, pretty clear. Not really expecting any murkiness or anything to it. So let's pour it and see what it's all about. It's definitely one that you want to pour a little bit slower due to Pilsners definitely having a little bit more carbonation to them. So I like giving this a slower pour just because, so I can not have to worry about a giant fucking head at the top. But yeah, it's pouring pretty clear. Nice golden color, has a nice kind of frothy white head to it. But overall, yeah, this looks absolutely delicious. And usually when it comes to lighter beers like this, the head doesn't like linger for long. Of course, it kind of, the carbonation, it goes down pretty well. But look at that. That's a nice golden color to it. Practically translucent. Still getting almost like very crisp notes on the nose. Definitely getting a little bit of like a bitterness, a hoppy bitterness that most likely, sometimes they'll use Czech hops. I know a lot of times when it, they use a little bit of like English hops here and there to kind of bring in more floral flavors to it, but I'm not expecting any like citrusy kind of notes or anything like that when it comes to the bitterness or the hoppy bitterness in this one, just because they try to bring in floral to add, just because it balances out the bready biscuity notes in it. So when it comes to making a Pilsner, you want a nice balance between bitter and bready, and hopefully this is exactly what they did with this. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So cheers everybody, happy Sunday. Yeah, it's light, it's crisp, nice bitterness to it. Definitely has a nice kind of upfront sweetness. Almost getting little hints of like crisp apple every once in a while. Definitely gets almost like that breadiness definitely is what lingers. So it's like a nice mixture of a floral breadiness almost that lingers on the tongue. Yeah, that's delicious. Absolutely does delicious. Definitely a lighter beer, doesn't really have a lot of complexity to it, which I've never thought of Pilsners or like Kolsch's or anything like that to have a huge amount of complexity when it comes to how they taste. But overall, yeah, this is clean, crisp, refreshing, and overall just a nice, easy drinking beer for a nice Sunday afternoon. Yeah, look at that. That's just effervescent. Very has a nice like bubbly mouthfeel to it. Doesn't really have any oiliness to it that you would get at like an American IPA. But yeah, the flavors are nice. The flavors are really nice. So let's look here on Untapped, and of course, let's see if they show any similar beers to this one. It doesn't look like they're showing similar beers. Hold on, I'm gonna do a little research here because the immersion that I'm drinking right now is the Ghost 1024, which was their previous release of this beer before the one they just released recently. So yes, this beer is on tap over at Untapped right now. What is Untapped? Oh shit. Why is Untapped down? Hold on. Let's see if I can get back. Uh-oh. Do we got a Untapped website down? Yep. Website for Untapped is down. That's going to be very interesting. So that might be cutting the review a little bit shorter, but that's okay. So when it comes to a style of beer like this, of course, if anything's a Czech style, it's usually using Czech ingredients, usually using the malts and stuff coming from that area. But overall, yeah, the breadiness and the nice kind of crisp flavors coming through in this one are really nice. Definitely really balanced. Of course, since Untapped's website is down right now, I'm not able to. Let's do a couple of refreshing. Nope, of course it's not letting me do it. That sucks. Actually, let's look here on the app. So let's see if the app is working right now. So, looking here, looking for Immersion. So, right here, come on. Let's see, Immersion, Adroit Theory. Okay, so the one they have released right now is the Immersion, the Ghost Immersion. So if you look on Untapped right here, that's the one that's available right now. The one that I have is the Ghost 1024 release. So it doesn't really show similar beers, but I can actually see check-ins and all that kind of stuff and see what people said. So let's start looking at these. Let's see what their description of this one is, and then let's kind of look at the ratings of the other one a little bit. So let's go back to the one I'm drinking. And when it comes to, oh, of course, now the app's going to stop working. Just my luck, right? Right, of course, right when I do a review, Untapped decides to go down. God damn it, Untapped, you're letting me down here. But that's fine. So when it comes to finding a similar beer to this one, it's pretty simple. You can, of course, find lighter beers when it comes to a Kolsch or maybe something like that. I know there's a couple by me who makes some nice lighter beers. We make a nice kind of Kolsch style of beer, which is Pilsners and Kolsch's are definitely they're different, but they're pretty similar. They're light, they're crisp, refreshing. There's a little bit of bitterness, but they're overall using nice bready notes. Of course, having the lighter, crisp flavors kind of come through, and it's just an easy drinker. That's what they're meant to be, and nothing really too crazy about it. But let's see if we can get Untapped going again. Keep on refreshing. We might get some luck. Who knows? But yeah, but when it comes to finding a beer similar to this, it's not difficult. You most likely can go to any liquor store or bottle shop that you go to and find something that's similar to this, just because there's a bunch of breweries that make Pilsners and Kolsch's. Of course, you can find some more of the mainstream stuff for something that's similar to this one. Of course, I want to say it's kind of like a lager or anything like that, because it's not even close. Lagers definitely have that more of that biscuity kind of thing going in, but overall, this one's lighter, crisper. So to be honest, if you want to find something similar to this one, just go to your local liquor store, bottle shop, find a Pilsner, find a Kolsch, and see if you're into it, because a lot of the time they're going to have those same kind of flavors and characteristics to them. To be light, crisp, refreshing, bready, a little bit of hoppiness, but it's not like your normal hoppiness. So overall, the flavors are really, really nice on this one. Definitely, it's not my go-to style of beer, I'm going to be completely honest. A Pilsner or a Kolsch or anything like that is not my go-to style of beer, but it's a nice change of pace every once in a while. So, and plus, if it's a Adroit Theory, I would love to try. I love to try their kind of different styles that they have. That's out of the like what I usually get from them when it comes to the stouts, barley wines, IPAs, and all that kind of stuff. Trying a new style from them is always something I can enjoy and kind of appreciate what they do as an overall brewery, making different styles of beer. So yeah, I think they did a really good job with this one, to be honest. So we're gonna skip what people said about this one, all that kind of stuff, since Untapped is down right now. When it comes to their website, I'm going to do one more refresh and see if I might get lucky, but I don't think I'm going to. So Untapped is, unfortunately, the website's down. Most likely the app is down right now, but let's start trying to we're going to skip all that today, and let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing for ratings over here on this here beer. So first thing we like to look at is can art, and you guys know by now, when it comes to Adroit Theory, their can art is always impeccable. It's definitely some of my favorite can art I've ever seen, and this one is definitely not what you would expect from something from Adroit Theory. It's lighter, and I don't know if it kind of has like a blood splattery kind of look, but there's still enough detail in this to where it keeps you interested almost. I don't know, I really like the colors to this. Of course, red is a really nice touch. I like the little things that they did with the logo. Kind of have it like it's breaking apart and all that kind of stuff. Of course, it says Czech style Pilsner right there, and then shows like the upside down cross, and it says Ghost 1024 with can number 3058 out of 3500. So this batch that they released they did 3,500 cans of this, and I got a little bit higher up in the 3,000 mark, but that's okay. And then they have a couple sayings on the side. So overall, can art is nice. It's definitely not what I'm used to when it comes to Adroit Theory, just because there isn't any like crazy art on there when it comes to samurais, robots, all that kind of stuff. So there's not really much going on with that, but it still has a nice enough can art to where it would catch my attention at a liquor store or bottle shop for sure, just because the colors are nice, almost having that like blotchy kind of splatter look almost from the different kind of colors of red. I think it's still a really nice touch and still something that would catch my attention at a liquor store or bottle shop. It most likely would be from just seeing the Adroit Theory name. If I saw it, I would definitely go over there and look at it. But overall, yeah, it's not bad. So I'm going to give this I'm going to give this a 3.75 out of 5 for can art. Not bad. Not bad. It's nice, still eye-catching, and for kind of promoting something that's a lighter beer, keeping the can art a little bit lighter, I think, is a nice touch. So, yeah, 3.75 out of 5 for can art. And let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight at Adroit Theory, would I get another one? To be honest, I like the style of beer, don't get me wrong. But like I said, it's not my go-to style, so I'd probably say no. I'm not going to like go out of my way to drink more than one Pilsner or a Kolsch or anything like that, at a brewery visit or something like that, just because I want to try some of the beers that I like a little bit more. Of course, if you're into Pilsners and all that kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. Flavors are really nice. I think it hits every kind of note people are looking for. When it comes to this kind of lighter style, it's not too bitter, it's not too floral, not too biscuity breadiness. When it comes to breadiness, not too much of that. But overall, the flavors are nice. It's light, crisp, refreshing, and not much. I don't want to say it's not much going on, but it's a simple beer. It's a very, very simple beer, and they did a really good job at it. So, with that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, I'm going to give this a solid... I'm going to give this a 6.75, almost a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's definitely, I'm not going to say it's going to be a go-to beer that I look for ever again, but I'm glad I experienced it once. Just because if you have a brewery that you enjoy and you want to try everything that they have available to them, trying something that's lighter, sometimes you just got to do it. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6.75 out of 10. Definitely, if you're a fan of a Pilsner, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. If you're just wanting something light to have around the house, this is definitely one that I would recommend searching for, just because I think it would hit everything you're looking for light, crisp, refreshing, and just overall having a nice balance of sweetness with floral bitterness to it. So overall, Adroit Theory did a fantastic job with this one. But it's just not my go-to style of beer when it comes to... I haven't really given a Pilsner a crazy high rating ever, I wasn't expecting to go in with a very high, like, oh, this is the best Pilsner I've ever had. No, I wasn't expecting that. But overall, yeah, the flavors are nice. Adroit Theory did a pretty damn good job of this one. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, of course, Adroit Theory has a website that you can purchase from. Unfortunately, I checked their website earlier today, and they do not have any cans available for purchasing right now. I guess they a little backed up on releases. So, but a cool thing about Adroit Theory is you can go to their website when they do can releases. They will ship to over 48 of the 50 states, so you could try some of my favorite beers out there just by purchasing it from their website. Or you can even go onto Tavour, and they show up on Tavour every once in a while, too. So that's how most of the time I get stuff from Adroit Theory, is when they show up on Tavour. So you can either go down in the description, go to Adroit Theory's website, kind of bookmark it, and every once in a while, maybe like once a month, and see if they have anything when it comes to beer releases. Or you can download Tavour through either the Android or iPhone store, and you can create an account. Of course, you guys hear me talk about Tavour plenty of times, where you can get the beer shipped to you from them. Of course, they like delivering to more suburban areas, just because they take advantage of local courier services. So when you create your account through Tavour, you'll make you put in your zip code, and they'll let you know right away if you can get stuff delivered to you from them. And they like to take advantage of beers showing up on your list that is stuff that you normally can't get your hands on near you. They will not show you any beers from the state of, like, let's see if Lee got Tavour. They will most likely not show him beers from the state of Texas. They'll show him everywhere else, but keep Texas out of the market for him. Unless, once in a while, you might have a beer from your own state show up. But overall, I think I've had like 1 or 2 breweries that I follow on Tavour that I want to make sure that are in my state, just because maybe I might be too lazy to go over to the brewery for like a Saturday morning drop when it comes to Energy City or something like that. So I might just get it from Tavour and just have them ship it to me that way. But overall, yeah, Adroit 30 did a nice job of this one. I would definitely recommend if you're somebody that enjoys lighter beers. Of course, if you like a nice balance of bready, biscuity, and like floral bitterness, this is right up your alley. So overall, yeah, great job, Adroit Theory. And other than that, let's see here. Of course, if you want to see what I'm doing when it comes to checking in my beers, you can always give me a follow on Untappd. I recommend Untappd to anybody that uses social media and you're a craft beer drinker. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinking when it comes to craft beer, just because you check in beers, get badges, see what your friends are drinking. Like, I could go on there right now, see what Kentucky's drinking, Ian's drinking, Lee's drinking, Face Me, what he's drinking. A bunch of people that I'm friends with down here, with that small community that we've created over here. You can see what a bunch of people are drinking, all that kind of stuff. It's a really fun time. You get badges when you check on the beers. They have a store where you can buy merch, glassware, all kinds of stuff. And they do like events in different states and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really fun. And you can download it on an Android or iPhone, or you can even download it. Oh, you can even be on it through your web browser as well. So, with that being said, last thing I want to mention here, of course, you guys know by now, I did start a Patreon. And if you guys want to support me that way, of course, we got at least one Patreon in here right now to where I do monthly beer giveaways. When it comes to Illinois craft beer, you can join either of the 3 tiers that I have available to increase your chances of winning my craft beer Illinois 4-pack I do a month. And who knows, I might throw some stuff in there from Fibs. I might throw some glassware from one of these breweries I visit. It just all depends on what I'm able to get my hands on. So if you want to join that, help support me in another way when it comes to giving me a little bit extra cash to be able to do more stuff, buy different beers, get people the opportunity to try more Illinois beers, you could do that. The link to my Patreon is down in the description below. Doesn't matter what tier you join, you still have a good chance of winning, just because the number of people on there right now is pretty low, so your chances are better the sooner you get in there. And I have a pretty nice 4-pack all ready to go for people who want to join and all that kind of stuff. So if you win the raffle, you have a pretty solid 4-pack coming to you. Plus, I might throw in a Fib shirt, depending on who you are, maybe if we have your size. Who knows? So if you want to support me that way, link to my Patreon is down in the description below. But other than that, I think that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, as along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live to another review. And other than that, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.